PBKC is your entertainment destination for poker, table games, OTV, Paddock live events, and exceptional eats. The Paddock restaurant is perfect for meetings, corporate functions, parties, fundraising, and more. Call 561-683-2222 extension 199 and book your next event today. It's Wednesday morning. It's 10 a.m. and we are at the Palm Beach Kennel Club for PBKC Picks. My name is Mike Jameson. I've been here for a long time and I host stuff, and that's for sure. And by my side today is my partner in crime. That is Big Earn. That is Earnest Christian. He does quite a few podcasts, and when he's not doing that, he's dealing with kids, and he's also dealing a little bit of poker. Am I right?
What a morning. What a morning.
Having kids, we have kids around the same age. It's just I have three
school.
and he has two.
How do you do it, bro? Like, I have two. I'm like, you have three. Yeah. How do you do it?
I hate the summertime so much.
See, that's the thing with me. I don't mind the summertime, actually. My kids are actually a lot of fun to hang out with. Like, we'll take them to water parks. We'll take them to, the trampoline park here we go to every day now. So we do have fun, but there are also moments where, like, sometimes we get contentious with certain things they just don't get.
Yeah,
and this morning, I won't go into detail what happened this morning, but let's just say that we had a little bit of a family affair, if you will.
Ooh, that's what I like to hear. That'll be later on this show. We're going to talk about all of Ernest's personal problems.
That's what the Patreon audience here, pay for the content there.
Exactly. The one thing we're going to start out talking about, our dad is over there shaking his head already. We're going to talk about some July high hands. That's what's going on right now in the poker room. We hope everybody had a great holiday weekend, and all month long we had freedom, fireworks, and high hands every 15 minutes.
Well, I see you have your fingers all together. That's good.
Yeah.
I don't get in trouble?
I don't light off fireworks.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I've never been into that stuff. Like, I'll hold a sparkler.
Yeah, I can see you with a sparkler.
That's all I do.
I could see one of the things landed on your hand and you drop it and be like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
The big giveaway of $15,000 of cash is going to be on July 25th. It's Freedom Fireworks in July High Hands, one of the best high hand promotions in the state, and we do it right here at PBKC. Today's show is going to be a great show. At 10:30, we're going to check in with our hockey expert, Patrick Rooney. That's P3. He can't wait to talk about all the changes and everything that the Panthers are doing in the offseason. We can't wait to talk to him today at 10:30 right here on the show. But we're going to talk about NFL first. One of the things I wanted to go over is the top free agents as of right now in the NFL. And they've got some big names out there. You got some wide receivers and a guy like Tyreek Hill. Where's Tyreek Hill going to land?
Here's a problem. Is he healthy yet? No, he got hurt, what was it, like week 3, week 4 last year? So he should be relatively on the mend now with torn ACL, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I still think Kansas City's in play. I think he's a nice low risk, high reward bargain. I definitely, if I'm a contender and I need a receiver, if I'm the Giants, for example, I'm at least paying attention to that situation.
Yeah.
Because I'm very worried about the Malik Neighbors situation in New York, because we're hearing reports that the surgery he had is not, the recovery is a little more of a struggle than we realize. So something to think about. I mean, they signed Odell Beckham and they signed Juju Schuster.
Yeah.
Also, so we'll see. But I think Tyreek Hill is going to be a name to look out for. He may not enter camp on a team, but I think there's a good chance that depending on where he's at in his recovery, that by the time he gets to at least September, he may be getting some calls.
I think so too. He is coming off a major knee surgery, but he still possesses that elite field stretching speed. I don't know if there was a falling out with him in Kansas City or not, I don't know if
No,
they're
I
going
don't
to
think
take
so.
him
No,
again.
I think the situation with him in Kansas was more financial. He deserved the money. He was at the time probably the best receiver in football.
Agreed.
And Kansas City did not want to pay so much money because at that point you had to extend homes, you had to do all these things. And my thing is, if you have an elite quarterback, this is why I always criticize the Bengals. Joe Burrow's elite, right? So why are you paying two guys the same amount of money, around the same amount of money, to do the same thing that you can with a quarterback that can develop guys and bring guys into the fold and make them great?
Yeah,
it didn't make any sense. Mahomes, now granted, I will say that it's been a struggle for the Chiefs. Now they won a couple Super Bowls even without Tyreek Hill, but it hasn't been easy having to get some of these receivers to get on the same page. So, but I can see. I still think that the Chiefs and the Hill is definitely something that could happen.
Yeah, I'd love to see him with like an elite quarterback like a Josh Allen or a Lamar Jackson.
Oh God,
or
yes,
obviously
absolutely.
back with Mahomes, that would be amazing. The next one we're going to talk about is Stephon Diggs. He did catch 85 passes for 1,013 yards, 4 TDs last season. Went to the Super Bowl with the New England Patriots.
His issues are more legal issues. I think the issues that once that's in a rearview mirror, I think teams will start to pry on that one. So there's definitely a lot of names there.
Yeah, Debo is still out there. He had 72 receptions.
Injury prone, but yes,
he's an elite utility threat. He's the kind of guy that obviously can be back there running back.
And you can mix up with him too, also, especially like San Francisco did. San Francisco and Kyle Shanahan. I can see that happening when maybe Kyle Shanahan brings back again.
Yeah, I could see it
too.
Who
knows?
Yeah, I could see that being a big one right there. We also have an edge rusher in Joey Bosa. We thought he was going to land with the 49ers, but not yet. He had 5 sacks, 42 pressures last year. Elite situational pass rusher, that's what they call him.
Very injury prone, though.
Yeah,
very injury
big
prone.
time.
So.
Yep. Hassan Reddick. He had 34 pressures while battling injuries last year. Just running down the list: Bobby Wagner, Trayvon Diggs, Taylor Decker, Cam Robinson, Jonnu Smith was released by Pittsburgh. Somebody's going to pick him up.
Yeah, a lot of quality names that you're running out here, but I think the issue is it's a lot of guys who are injury prone now, still recovering from current injuries. That once I think most of that list will be cleared off once they're in the clear.
Yeah.
From doctors and stuff to come back, return to football activities. So I think you'll see a lot of those guys be picked up during camp, during preseason, and maybe a couple of them into the regular season too, as a late season acquisition to, especially if you're a contender, to put you over the top.
Of course, there's some unsigned veterans out there. Derek Carr. I know Russell Wilson has said he's going to retire. I could definitely see him coming back.
Derek Carr is interesting because remember he retired.
Yeah.
For a year, and now he's back, and I think. If there are teams that need a quarterback that can use a guy Derek Carr, I think a lot of teams now, even the bad teams, are willing to go ahead and just use what they have right now, see what they have. The Saints right now, with Tyler Shuck, for example, Carr was a Saint, but Tyler Shuck had a very nice second half of the year last year to where it's worth investing in this kid. Let's see where we got this kid going forward. So, but Derek Carr might be a guy that could still be on a roster, maybe as a backup though.
Yeah, I'm sure within the next month or so, once they start really getting into camps, we start seeing injuries. Some of these guys are going to end up on teams for sure. The NFL every year does their top 100, and they're now down to number 77. Let me run down the list. At number 100 is Cam Jordan from the Saints, Quentin Nelson of the Colts, Bryce Young landed at 98, Ernest Jones, he's got an okay first name. He's at 97.
Wait, is it ER or EAR?
It's ER. There's no EARs.
Me.
You're the only one.
Look, it's on the notes. Well, somewhere. On the notes.
Yeah, you should just you should just not even use a last name. Just use your first name.
My name is a compound word.
You're like Prince.
Ear and that's true.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's true.
Except for the talent. Number 96, Travis Etienne. We got Demario Davis at 95, Creed Humphrey at 94, Carson Schwessinger, Aziz Al-Shahir, Montez Sweat, Derek Brown, Kyron Williams, the running back for the Rams, landed at 89. Jack Campbell of the linebacker for the Lions at 88. McMillan, who's a good young wide receiver for the Panthers at 87. Tupeluto from the Chargers. I screwed that name up bad.
What's it say?
Tuli. He's at number 86.
Tupeluto.
Okay, that's wrong, too. Brock Purdy, the quarterback for the 49ers, he landed at 85. Byron Young at 84. Jeffrey Simmons, who just now is the highest-paid defensive tackle in history, he landed at 83. Jalen Ramsey, a veteran, he's at 82. Bobby Wagner. A.J. Brown, He ended up at 80. Kelce, who we're going to talk about in a second, he just got married or something.
How's he higher than A.J. Brown? No offense to that, but A.J. Brown, even with his issues, is still productive as hell.
This is why we miss Noah. Sitting at 77, this is as far as they've gotten, is Baker Mayfield, one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL.
Well, not elite, but he's definitely on that cusp. He's
I'd say that.
He's a top 10-ish guy. I'm really curious about that whole Mayfield Buccaneers contract dispute because, I think this year, there's definitely a wiggle room where the Bucs may want to move on and rebuild if they fail this year.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, quarterbacks don't come. As I say every year, quarterbacks don't grow on trees either.
They don't.
So if you have a guy that's worth a damn, you need to just invest in that and run with it.
Yeah,
I think Mayfield's worth it, honestly, in my opinion.
I mean, does this NFL Top 100, I know it means something to the players. I know any kind of recognition like this or even Madden or any of those recognitions that players get, they really enjoy it. Does this really mean anything to you, this Top 100?
Yeah, I guess it does to some degree because who votes in these things? The players do, right?
Yeah.
So it's their peers.
That's a big deal.
The peers are involved in this. So perception, these players, especially these kids here in 2026, they care about what people think, what they think and whatnot. So it definitely has a bit of an influence on how they think and feel and whatnot. And so and I think also too, these things also help with contract signings. A lot of incentive-based contracts happen, and you have this situation where where you're valued across the board. So.
No, I think especially if you're players in the NFL, there's so many players on each team, and there's so many people that go overlooked by the stars of the team or the quarterbacks and the wide receivers and the running backs. That I think it's nice that they get recognition, especially by their peers. I think that means more than any fan voting or anything else, which we'll talk about later when we talk about the MLB All-Star Game. But that's the top 100 as of right now. In the upcoming weeks, they're going to get down to the top spots, and we can't wait to talk about that on the show. One of the things that happened over the weekend, and I'm going to thank them for this because of the fact that it happened over the weekend and it didn't get as much fanfare as I think it could have in an off time. To get married on July 4th weekend when the country's celebrating their 250th birthday, I think was a great plan by the Swifties and Travi because of the fact that it didn't make it so it was all about them, and I appreciate that. It wasn't like 24/7 news coverage. There was a lot of news coverage.
Wait. You're saying that you don't think they intended to? You think they intended to not have a big hurrah about this?
So. I want to think so.
How's that possible? You can't not do that if you're having your wedding on that particular weekend and also in that place at MSG.
Of course.
Okay? I think the reality is that most people just don't give a crap.
Well, I mean, there's too many people that do. It was like the royal weddings and everything, across the sea. I mean, I don't get it. I don't buy into it.
I think there's and there's nothing against Taylor. I think she's cool. I'm not a huge fan. A couple of songs here and there, but I think there's fatigue already with Taylor Swift.
Where do you put Taylor Swift? You're a music guy. Let's talk about that for a second. Where do you put Taylor Swift? I mean, as like success rate. Obviously she's no Michael Jackson. I know you're a big Michael Jackson fan. Right. I know you're a big Prince fan.
Yep.
Where would you put her in the list right now? Being a songwriter, being a performer, she did country music, she does pop music.
Right. So again, when you talk about music, I know this is a sports podcast, so I get that. Like, there's the argument of actual talent and actual impact. Impact, you can't deny it. We're talking about her on a sports podcast. That alone tells you how impactful she is. And there was a time last year I said that, even the last couple of years, that, we're looking at I have a thing where you have the three greatest phenomenon to music history we've ever seen. You have Elvis, you have the Beatles, and Michael Jackson, in my opinion, okay? And I said Taylor might have been could possibly be the fourth one.
Wow.
And she's big. The fourth wall. So she's possibly in that conversation with that. In terms of talent, she's a solid songwriter. I don't think she's a great singer.
She's not the best singer.
She's not she's no Whitney or Aretha, or, even Barbra Streisand, but she's definitely, she can hold a tune. She can she can write music. I think the problem with people have with her now is that this is too much. And I know in this era in 2026 you have to be out there all the time, but this is too much. I appreciate a little bit of a break. One of the things I love about Michael is that Michael always took time away, and Michael's very reclusive also too. So when you had a new project coming in, also you had the surprise factor. There's no surprise factor with Taylor Swift. She's always in our conscience.
She is.
And people, there's fatigue now for real.
Well, it's a different time too, but I thought it would be fun to go over a list of the power couples. Okay, now that you've got Taylor Swift, who is at the top of her game in the music business, and you have Travis Kelce, a Super Bowl champion, a well-known talent, now a podcaster. I mean, this guy's all over the place. I'm going to talk about some current power couples, and you always have to talk about one of the big ones, Beyonce and Jay-Z. That's a big one.
Yeah.
You can't even deny that one.
No, of course not.
Obviously, Barack and Michelle, that's a huge one.
Well, I mean, they're president, first lady. You can't go wrong with that.
Of course. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, that's a big one.
Are they? Oh, yeah, I guess they are.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Spider-Man, Tom Holland, and Zendaya. They're married now.
Yes,
that's a big one.
And they're actually married now, yeah.
Yeah. David Beckham and Victoria Beckham.
And they've been going for over 20 years.
Yeah, that's a huge one right there.
Yeah, when you're a celebrity couple and you make it 20-plus years,
it's big.
That's how you know it's a big deal. Yeah.
And some of the ones from the past, this is way back, Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt and Marie and Pierre Curie. So that's
I don't know the last one. Who's the last
pioneering scientific duo and the first to jointly win the Nobel Prize for their work on radioactivity.
Very good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Madame Curie.
I'm learning more today on the podcast. I love it.
You see that? Yeah.
Yes.
You didn't know it was going to be a learning experience today. Normally, nobody learns anything on here.
Yeah.
But
here.
Yeah. Where would you put right now in power couples? Where would you put Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift?
I mean, power. When you use the word power, to me, it's about what are they doing? Okay, yes, their names, but also are they influencing? Are they actually standing the test of time? I think Jay-Z, Beyonce is to me number one right now because of the fact that they stand the test of time. They've been together now.
That's big.
They've been together over 20 years. They've been together since 2003. Huge. Okay, married for about maybe close to 20 years. So in that industry, where it's hard to sustain that kind of success and whatnot, that's actually a testament to who they are because they're two of the biggest names in their genres.
Yeah.
So there you go. So I wouldn't put Taylor Kelce just yet. I'm actually surprised they're still together, honestly. But
yeah,
I'm not against the TNT when to call that. What was the label of the wedding?
I forget what it was, but I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against them. I'm happy for her that she's found happiness, and she seems like a very genuine person, in my opinion. We'll see.
I can't wait till she drops 8 albums when they break up, though. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be her best writing, hands down.
You think so?
No, probably not.
Okay.
It seems like they're happy. Now we're going to talk about. We're now to fantasy football.
As a producer shakes his head next, I was like.
This is
Taylor Swift. I don't think
he's going to regret producing this show.
Jake? No Swiftie? No.
He loves Travis Kelce, though. He's a Cleveland guy.
True, yeah.
We're going to talk about elite wide receivers now. We're on our fantasy segment.
Yeah.
And a couple weeks ago we started with quarterback. Last week we did running back, and now we're going to talk about our elite wide receivers going into the 2026 season. You still have to talk about Jamar Chase, who was my first pick last year. He's still an elite overall wide receiver one. With a fully healthy Joe Burrow, that guy is going to be a first pick in a lot of drafts this year. A guy who carried my team last year, one of my fantasy teams, Puka Nacua. He led the league in receptions and yards per route run. You got Jackson Smith-Njigba. For Seattle, he's going to be up there, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, obviously, for Detroit. He's going to be up there, too. When you're talking about what they say, now this isn't me, don't get upset with me, the high-end Tier 2 wide receiver ones, you got CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Drake London, Nico Collins, A.J. Brown, and George Pickens. Out of that group, if you are playing fantasy football, which you will this year again in our fantasy football league, which of those wide receivers are you taking early on, and which one do you hope sneaks into the second round?
I'm taking Justin Jefferson. I think he had a down year by his standards last year, but a lot of it was the quarterback play was really trash.
Yeah.
I mean, you had the kid that started last year from Michigan, McCarthy.
Yeah.
He couldn't stay healthy. He had a rough year, and he had like a rotating cast of characters of quarterbacks. But now you have a guy in what do you call him, the midget?
You're not allowed to say that.
Yeah, he's there now, so
yeah.
I think he has to bounce back here this year, honestly. So
yeah, I agree. I like Nico Collins. He was highly drafted last year, sometimes in the first round too, and he didn't have the season everybody expected from him. He had some injuries, but I think Nico Collins bounces back this year for
I like that one too. Well, there you go. And mentioning me, Kyler Murray for you, and you, of course, damn, what's his name? The quarterback for the Texans.
Yeah.
What's his name?
C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud, thank you. I knew it was an acronym name. Two guys that had rough years last year that I expect to bounce back this year.
Yeah.
That's why I'm earmarking those two guys as receivers, because I think the quarterbacks are going to bounce back big, and I think these receivers are going to be the reason they do that.
Yeah, I think so too. I think those are good picks. He likes Jefferson. I like Nico Collins. Obviously, we're not saying don't draft like Jamar Chase and those guys, but these are two guys we think are going to have big years. And now let's move on to the talk of the town right now, and that is the World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
That has been going on throughout North America. And yesterday I'm sitting in my office and I'm looking up at the TV and I see Argentina is playing Egypt. So Egypt goes up 1 goal early. And I'm like, wow. So what I did was I went to my Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook app and I said, okay, what are the odds they're going to give me on Argentina to win this game?
Yeah.
And it was plus 100s. You know what I did? I put a little money in my account and bet some money to win on Argentina.
You degenerate.
That was the, like, I want to say I almost had a heart attack 3 times yesterday because of the fact that what a roller coaster of a game that was. It wasn't till the 79th minute that Argentina finally scored their first goal, ended up scoring 3 goals in a matter of like 10, 12 minutes. Unbelievable comeback. Even Tom Brady said on social media, that might be even a bigger comeback than his 28-3 versus the Falcons.
It's bigger than that because it's
huge.
Soccer. It's not different than football. Yeah. Things have to go right in so many ways. It feels like the champs, like the Team Destiny thing.
Yeah.
Like every break's one away. Like this is the second game now where like they've faced issues and possibly being eliminated, and then they come back and win. It feels like they're a Team Destiny right now.
Yeah.
I have a bet on Argentina to win the whole thing. I put it in before it all started.
Nice.
Plus 800, I think it was. So
That's nice.
I'm hoping they win the whole thing, obviously. I love Messi, obviously. And look, man, I think it's a good bet for them to probably win this thing. Just because of the feel right now. It feels like they're a team destined to win this whole thing.
They do.
I do think Spain is better. I do think France is better. But I do think that Argentina is definitely live.
Yeah, I love Norway. I love Holland. That guy is all over social media, and I keep seeing all of his videos. And I'm a huge Norway fan now. I think they've gotten much farther than they thought they would do, but that's who I'm rooting for. But what a game yesterday for Argentina. I know a lot of people were upset with the call when they called back one of the goals.
A lot of folks are very unhappy with the officials right now in that game. But, listen, it is what it is, bro.
As somebody that was betting on the game, I'm telling you, I've never been through a worse roller coaster when it comes to gambling on sports.
So you made money on the game yesterday?
I did. I doubled my money,
So you're covering lunch for me and Jake today, right?
No.
Okay.
I don't have the kind of money.
Jakey's rude.
I'm not Noah.
Rude guy.
I don't have Noah money. That was a pretty good impression. I don't know who it was. But now we're going to talk about what else is going on in the World Cup. Of course, there's a lot of news right now. You got Messi Masters, a historic comeback. Egypt is now demanding a referee investigation after yesterday's game.
Maybe get their president involved to rescind that.
See, that's what I'd planned to talk about on the show, but now that is kind of out of the news. We didn't need to talk about it. All 3 of the co-hosts have been eliminated now from the World Cup. USA, Canada, and Mexico are all out. One of the things I want to really talk about, and this is a huge deal with the World Cup only happening every 4 years. So Neymar came out the other day from Brazil after their loss to Norway and said that he's going to retire from international football, and also, even bigger name, arguably Ronaldo, has now said that this is his last World Cup, which surprises me because I believe the next World Cup some of the games might be played in Portugal. So I have a hard time believing that he's not still going to be a part of that team.
Yeah, give it a 1% chance of him playing in 4 years. But remember, he's also 41 years old.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Look, I'm 46, so I can't speak on this because obviously I'm
old. You guys see you running around out there.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
No, but I mean, it would be an anomaly to see Ronaldo at 45. Remember, it won't come every 4 years to see him doing this again. But I wouldn't put it past him. he looks like he takes care of himself, obviously, and he looks great now. So I don't see why he would regress even much in 4 years. I think they'll still, in my opinion, he'll probably still consider coming back for one more run in his home, obviously. But I do believe him that he does intend to retire. Neymar, how old is Neymar, by the way?
Neymar is like early 40s too.
Yeah, so that's the earmark, I guess, then, right?
Yeah,
the early 40s when you want to retire.
Well, would it happen every 4 years? I mean, there's a chance this is the last time we see Messi in international play at the World Cups. Last time we see Ronaldo and Neymar. Those three are the biggest names.
I wonder if there's a financial incentive to call your shot now to retire, and then 3 years later down the road you say, you know what, I'm back.
I think for them,
is there financial? Yeah, maybe there is, because you can sell more jerseys and stuff.
Soccer players, come on, they're making like billions of dollars anyway, so I don't think they're really worried about that.
And a lot of retirements don't stick anyway in music and sports. They don't stick anyway.
Of course.
We hear about Aaron Donald might come back to the Rams now.
Yeah, no, that's a big deal too.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, I hope to find that out in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was interesting because, like in the NFL, like any sport, it's like the changing of the guard when you've got people retiring. Like a couple of years ago in the NFL, when you had Drew Brees and you had Tom Brady and all these guys retiring, it's like the end of an era. But then, what inevitably happens is the younger talent moves in, like a Holland from Norway and those kind of guys.
I think these guys are so cognizant about not wanting to retire too late. Like they don't want to be a punchline.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I still think 4 years, it's a long way away, but it's not that much. And I think Messi and even a guy like Ronaldo can still play at a relatively high level in 4 years because they take care of themselves. The science is different today now, so there are ways to stay. Look, you can still be. There are people who are healthier in their 60s than they were in their 30s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
With nutrition, with eating better, with exercise and stuff. I think, not to brag here, me personally, I'm physically in better shape now than I was 15 years ago.
I didn't really know you 15 years ago, but I'm sorry, I don't see it.
I weighed a lot more.
I don't see it. I'm sorry. I liked you back then. Now let's move on.
That's mean, bro.
No, you're doing great.
That's mean,
No,
Jake.
I feel like all of us on the show, especially the guy that's not here
today. Well, no one's here, so
we're all trying to do better. We're all trying to do better. We're all getting older.
Yeah.
Noah's like late 50s, early 60s. We're
He's
in our
that
late
young?
40s. Yeah. Oh, would you say it was 70s?
I thought he was older.
Yeah. It looks it.
The beard.
But now let's talk about real fast. Let's talk about the All-Star game in the MLB because we're just a couple of minutes away from getting P3 on the line to talk about some Panthers stuff.
Okay.
But the 96th Midsummer Classic is taking place next week, the 14th, Citizens Bank Park in Philly. When you look at the rosters, I don't really see any huge names except for one who kind of, he made a point last night. You had Wheeler. Zach Wheeler from Philadelphia. I think he had like 14 strikeouts last night. He's one of the big snubs from the All-Star game. You also have Bryce Terang from Milwaukee. Wilson Contreras is having a decent season. Sonny Gray. Some of those guys. Anybody you feel like was blatantly left off the All-Star game?
No, I think it's just Wheeler, to be honest with you. 2.36 ERA and still being left out, especially the red-hot Phillies team. That's kind of shocking there. I heard Wilson Contreras also for the Red Sox.
That's a big one too.
Out too as well. Sonny Gray.
Yeah, Sonny Gray.
So I mean, here's what I would do. And I know Juan Soto's having a better year. He has 20 home runs already this year. But I'm a bitter Met fan who hates my team right now. Take his ass off the team and just put somebody else in there.
Well, let's talk about him.
You don't deserve to be there.
Well, let's talk about him because he became the youngest player to represent 4 different franchises as an all-star. To me, that's not something to be proud of. The fact that I'd forgotten he'd played in San Diego. That's how, he hasn't been playing that long. Obviously, he started in Washington and now that went to San Diego, then went to the Yankees, and now the Mets. He's 4 different teams.
He's a mercenary.
Yeah.
So what? I don't care. Our team sucks. Okay, get him out of here. Not off the team, obviously. I'm just saying that it's like I can't enjoy Soto's great year because the team stinks so bad. So basically, it's empty numbers. It's empty calories. He's putting in work to some degree, but it's not translating to winning. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I found that to be a very interesting statistic because you never hear of a guy that young And I'd be honest with you, I'd forgotten he'd played for 4 different teams.
So Nationals, and then he left the Nationals to go to San Diego, right?
Yes, went to San Diego.
Got traded to the Yankees for 1 year, right? And then he wanted to get his big payday, and the Mets gave him a payday. So it's kind of circumstantial in the sense, though. I think he would have stayed longer in certain places if he got the money he wanted, and he got the money he wanted.
Yeah,
so.
No, that's true. But Juan Soto, obviously, he's going to turn it around in the second half. I think he's going to end up with a pretty decent year. I don't think the Mets are going to do anything.
Well, and that's all I care about. I rather have Pete Alonso back, and we're winning ball games than Juan Soto's like. Okay, I got 40-something home runs, but we're still last place in NL East. Who cares?
See, I can't wait for Pat to be back on the show because his Phillies are red hot, and they're I'm as a Braves fan, I'm very afraid that the Phillies are going to run away with this thing.
Can we make a rule now? I know we had an Aaron Rodgers rule early in the year. Can we make a rule now? No more Mets talk for us.
No more Mets talk?
Yeah,
okay. I'm going to make that a subject every single week on the
show.
show.
Can we put it in contract? Thank
From
you,
now on, even in the off
season,
we're talking about the Mets now.
I went downstairs to talk to Paul, one of our players downstairs. He's bringing up the Mets. I'm like, Paul, I'm gonna have you thrown out of here by security. We keep bringing up the Mets.
Yeah.
because honestly, I stopped watching them. You know why? I care about my health and my blood pressure.
Yeah.
Not watching them. Just not going to watch them.
Well, the Mets are going to be the top story next week, I can tell you that. Let's talk about Hard Rock Bet. That's an app that I was playing on yesterday. Hard Rock Bet is one of our marketing partners, and they've got a good deal right now if you're a first-time player and you don't have an account. You bet $5 and get $150. New players who sign up, deposit, and place their first cash bet of at least $5 with the Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook app are going to get $150 in bonus bets on their first cash bet if it's settled as a win. It's only the first placed qualifying cash bet, and that has to have odds of -500 or longer, and those bonus bets will be split up into 6 $25 bonus bets, and those are going to be loaded into your account on bet settlement, and those bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. You want more information? Always go to our website, pbkennelclub.com/hardrockbet, and that is offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you're concerned about gambling, call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE. And again, that's our marketing partner, Hard Rock Bet. And for more information, go to pbkennelclub.com/Hard Rock Bet. Now we're going to start talking about some NHL news. And I've been waiting for this young man to be back on the show for a long time because there's so much going on here in South Florida. Not just the Heat making big moves, bringing in Giannis, but the Florida Panthers. That is our home team here in South Florida, and they are making some huge moves in the offseason. I can't wait to talk to P3. It's Patrick Rooney. How you doing, Patrick?
Doing good. How are you guys?
Oh, we're doing great. Yeah.
Doing well.
Happy to have you on the show. He is phoning in today because I wrote to him last week, and I'm like, we got to talk about the Panthers. We got to have a hockey expert on the show. So what are the major moves, Patrick, that you're most excited about right now with our Cats?
Oh man. I don't know where to start, actually, because, I was in Scotland, like, last week and noticing what's going on. Oh, man. I think I want to start with this. The first move that I never thought this would ever happen. It was when the Panthers got Brady Tkachuk. We got Matthew Tkachuk's brother.
Yeah.
And we never thought this would be the day that, the two brothers are going to team up on the NHL team. I mean, they've done it. They've done it when they were with the Four Nations. They've done it in the Winter Olympics. And now it's like, and here it is. I mean, I was expecting that it was going to happen maybe later in Brady's career, but then when there was all the crazy stuff going on with the media in Ottawa, where the media was all over Brady. I'm like, but I mean the media just wasn't learning that hey, come on, don't take this out on Brady. It's also the whole team. Come on.
Yeah, what do you think about the goaltending overhaul? Obviously, they got rid of Sergei Bobrovsky. That was a big one. I know everybody in Miami was a big Bob fan. They brought back Jacob Markstrom. How do you think that move is going to fare, Pat?
It's well, hey, look, it was a mixed emotions. When I was hearing that stuff, I know I knew Bobby felt like he wanted to finish in Florida. I mean, He's 37, and usually when you are in that age, you would take less money. But he still it's just it was like, okay, why I don't know why he kept asking for more money, but and I think Bill Z was like trying to like give him like a deal, like where like, but I mean he asked for like 4 million, but that was like that's the cap space, but and then
Yeah.
like and that wasn't possible, but yeah, just it was it's tough to lose Bobby. I mean, hey, look, after the last 7 years with him, and it only took him 3 years for him to finally get us into more playoff pushes. Like when we finally won our first round in 2022 since '96, and then 2023, 24, and 25, we finally got to the finals for 3 straight years. But I mean, it's gonna look a little weird seeing him in a Toronto Maple Leafs uniform because I'm
Yeah,
like, well,
it really
it's like
is.
it had to be a robbery team. It just had.
Did Florida make a formal offer to him initially?
Uh, I don't. I mean, I'm sure they did, but I know he was like asking for like I think well, I can't tell if the rumors are true, but he was like asking for like I want 6 or 7 more years, and
Wow.
I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
and he wanted like I think 4 or 6 million or something. I don't
Per
know.
year?
Yeah,
That's too much
yeah.
for a
I
37
mean,
year
yeah,
old. That's a
it's a
lot.
little, it's kind of a little similar to how like it was a little similar to like how like when the Panthers signed him back in 2019, like we gave him we gave him like a ton of money for 7 years, but yeah, it was crazy,
So,
and
so Toronto made him whole, right? Toronto did make him whole. He got 3 years.
yeah,
He
oh yeah,
got
they gave him I think they gave him like 4 million for
yeah,
three
somewhere
years.
in the neighborhood,
Wow.
maybe a little more than that. I think actually.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, maybe it was more than that.
yeah,
So
But he's got 3 years. So,
yeah.
and he does say he says he believes he can play in his 40s, but he's got to prove it. So,
that's for sure. So,
and
Patrick, out of everything that happened in the last couple of weeks with the Panthers, we know we're going to hate to see Bob go. Anybody else that the Panthers sent out that you're upset
uh,
about losing?
uh, well, well, when we got Jacob Markstrom, we had to get rid of Evan Rodriguez and Jesper Boquist. I mean, those are two players. I mean, I loved Evan Rodriguez. He's one of our best third line guys you can have, and he was the guy who technically started the little rat tradition with Brad Marchand, where after every win he always shoots the rat to Brad,
That's
and then
awesome.
because Brad is the rat guy. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was kind of a losing Erod. That was like another that was like another pill to swallow. But and but it was also really good. But it was good to have. It's good to see Jacob Markstrom back. I mean, he seems like a different player, like the way I remember when he first started the Panthers. Because I mean, the first 3 years, yeah, like he was a rookie, still like learning, and then I heard I heard big quote like when he first came back to Florida. He just says like I'm older. I have a beard. I have a wife and kids, and I can play. I'm playing better. I'm playing the best I can. Like he actually has played pretty well. Like last, if you look back on it, maybe like last 5 years or so. I think his career high was like 37 wins with Calgary when he was playing with Matthew Tkachuk and in 17 to 18, I believe. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I do believe in Markstrom. I think I have a good feeling about this guy. Like maybe, I mean, hopefully, and maybe hopefully he's like a different player when he comes to Florida. He's like, better than his rookie year. So yeah.
So I saw that Florida, after all these moves, shot up to plus 750, and basically they're like almost even with the favorite to win the Stanley Cup this year with Colorado, and definitely
Yeah.
the favorites alongside Carolina to win the East.
Yeah.
Is that accurate to you in your opinion?
I always think, maybe my opinion, like, and they're Panthers are always probably expecting to be like up there with Colorado and Carolina. I mean, look, hey, it's a little surprising that Carolina's like I think the third favorite, but
But
I mean,
even Florida though 750, so technically second, technically.
yeah, I mean that's fine. I mean, Panthers, I think in the beginning and before Bobby left, they were like number one at first because maybe
Right.
they thought the projected line would be like, oh, Bobby will be a good this would be a good help with Brady, and then Bobby's like out there too. But yeah, I think in Colorado, they're always up there, even though they haven't won a cup in like 4 years, and they always I mean they're always a good team, but it's just like I don't know, like sometimes they got to take it easy if they want to keep winning president's trophies. That's
It's a curse at this point.
Yeah.
Two winners in 30 years. Wow.
Yeah, we're talking to Patrick Rooney, P3, who's phoned in today to talk about the Panthers and all their moves. The current odds going into next season. This is right now. I just got this morning. Avalanche are favored at plus 700. The Panthers and the Hurricanes are plus 750. You got Las Vegas at plus 900, and the Oilers are at plus 900. I'm shocked that the Cats aren't the favorite right now to win it all. But one of the big people that they got coming back was an enforcer. And I was talking to Brenda, who's a poker dealer, who's a big Cats fan last week. She's really happy that Gudas is coming back. How about you, Patrick?
That's like another player I never thought he would come back. Hey, I miss the Butcher. He's like, he's like another player to add, like where we can have he's a guy like stand up for teammates. It just feels like now, like any player like we got, like the Panthers got now, it's like, they're all like I would say I call them like locker room guys. Like they're good at trying to get these guys fired up. Help help back up the captain, and so it's really good to see. It's good to see the Butcher back. I think he's gonna. I'm expecting there's gonna be a lot of he's gonna do a lot of big hits, and just hopefully, I'm just hoping Panthers are not gonna be well, we could get penalties on and off, but it's going to mostly be from we're going to be fighting. There's going to be fights in the team, and Gudas probably will fight. The Kachucks, they're going to fight. That's what I'm going to see. So, but yeah, Butcher's going to be he's going to help us out pretty well as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah, I don't remember a team, or maybe Earnest can help me with this, that has some Stanley Cups. Has an off season because of injuries, and you could just say they were just tired, to be honest, last season, and to make all these moves in the off season to put themselves back in a championship space. Do you remember any of these type championship teams that have done
right
this?
Now. Like obviously the Patriots, but they never fell. The thing is, the Patriots never fell off.
Yeah.
Like the Panthers, they missed the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
The Patriots were still in the conversation of Super Bowls, even those 10 years between winning the third one and their fourth one. They were still in the. They went to 2 Super Bowls, crying out loud, in that span. So, I don't in a 1 year sample. No, I've not seen that. No.
And Patrick, going into this season, obviously we're really excited now in this area for the Panthers. Is it Stanley Cup or nothing this season? I mean, after all these moves, obviously they've been there before. They have, all the history and the experience. Are we going to win the Stanley Cup this year?
Oh, well, that's a good question. Look, I know last year didn't really work out. I mean, look, you can call it this. They were hungover. That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
It probably took a physical and mental toll. When Barkov did get hurt, I was having a little bad feeling about this, but now this year, I'm just hoping Barkov, stay healthy, protect him, please, we can't lose him. I really think, I do believe in this team, actually. And, look, you got to believe in their general manager, Bill Zito. Bill Zito's making, all these magic touches. He's I don't know how to say. He's like Jonah Hill and Brad Pitt from Moneyball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
He's good at probably reading equations and, reading probably – and I'm sure he's got, the technology to look at year-to-year projections. I mean, of every year. And, he's – so – I know, it's okay, look, I'm sure part of the season will be all right, there's probably going to be some, maybe some, ups and downs. Maybe we're probably going to have to give some nice warm welcomes to players that we lost. And, but at the end of the day, at the end of the season, we'll be all right, come on, we got to, we're going to get back in business as usual. So I actually do believe we're going to be good. We're going to be pretty good. Because if you look at the projected lineups on the Panthers, it looks pretty stacked. I'm looking forward to this. I did say last season, I was trying to do this to get on TV at the Panthers last day of the season. I wrote down a little piece of paper on a copy piece of paper. I'm saying we'll be back. Yeah. We're gonna be back.
I like it.
Yeah, I agree. You're bringing the same team back pretty much from the Stanley Cup championship team, and and healthier. I think last year was pretty simple. Yeah, hungover, yes, to some degree, but injuries. Mm-hmm. Injuries matter. Yeah. Wear and tear matters. So yeah,
it's best to have injuries early in the season than like middle and late in the season. Like middle, late in the season, that's like the last thing you want.
Yeah, it's hard. Like you see teams like, okay, remember, people forget they've gone to 3 straight finals, not just win 2 in a row. The first year they went there and lost, so it's hard. This is why you don't see a lot of teams four-peat, or whatever, or go 4 times in a row. Especially in basketball too, it's very hard to see that happening also too. So it's hard to sustain that.
Yeah, well,
I mean, repeats are always like they're not easy. Like they're not easy
not
nowadays. Like, the last team to do make it to 5 straight finals was the Islanders back in the 80s.
Yeah, and that's what 40 some years ago. There you go.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. Thanks a lot, Patrick. We can't wait to have you back on in the very near future to talk more about the Panthers. We love that you checked in today, and we can't wait to have you back on the show. Go Cats. Have a good day, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
And by the way, those Islander teams also were special because they had both Gretzky and Mark Messier on top of that. So they had to be special too on top of that to make that happen.
That's awesome. Now let's get into the National Basketball Association. We're going to talk about the NBA. After the show last week, Earnest has been talking about Jaylen Brown for a little while, and that he was going to move teams. You're not allowed to talk about your podcast.
That's true.
So there was a big trade last week in a dramatic Eastern Conference shakeup. The Boston Celtics traded Jaylen Brown to the 76ers for veteran forward Paul George and multiple future draft selections. As far as I see, a lot of people that are big Celtics fans are pissed about this move. Would you be mad too?
They are pissed not because they moved Jaylen Brown. They are pissed about the return for Jaylen Brown.
Yep.
I think they all accepted that Jaylen Brown's time there was limited. Even when he signed the extension, I thought they thought that. Because Jaylen Brown had expressed, even before his big extension, which at the time, for the record, was the highest contract in NBA history. For the record, people forget that. He was not happy in Boston in general. For many reasons. Nothing to do with necessarily the franchise, more so the city and the history. It's a deep dive for that down the road. But the return back.
Yeah.
They didn't get a great return. But I also think, too, and I have to give my co-host on my NBA show, Greg Arenia, this. Shout out to Greg, by the way. He made a very good point also with this whole thing, people forgetting there. Forget basketball. People look at everything as basketball only. There is a financial incentive for the Boston Celtics to get out of this contract. Jaylen Brown's stock is as high as it's ever going to be, probably. He was in the MVP conversation last year.
He was.
Had a great year without Jason Tatum for most of the year. But he's also, just like Jason Tatum, I think in a year or two, eligible for another extension. And if they were to sign those guys to extensions at the point they'll be in the early 30s, both those guys will take up over 70% of their cap.
Wow.
And in today's NBA now, the economics are changing now, where the first tier apron and the second tier apron, it's becoming harder and harder to sign multiple stars to be able to build around without paying out the wazoo. So therefore, you're seeing teams. This is why you're seeing a lot of big names move in trades and not get to free agency. They're trying to move these names so to get assets back and build. That's why the NBA now, you're going to start seeing more priority in the G League, especially more priority in the NBA draft going forward, which is a good thing for the record.
Yeah.
It's creating more balance. This is why you're seeing, once again, a new 8th NBA champion. The parity in the NBA is now a real thing. Much like we praise the NFL for being a competition league and parity. We've now arrived at that point. The economics is changing that. So the Celtics fans are pissed about the return they got from Jaylen Brown. Paul George and picks. Paul George is 36 years old. Paul George can barely stay healthy.
If this was like 7 years ago, it would have been a great trade for them.
Right. So, but for Philadelphia now, what happens now, all of a sudden now you have Jaylen Brown. You have Tyrese Maxey, who's a top 20 player in the league, in my opinion.
Yes.
You have VJ Edgecombe, who had a phenomenal rookie year last year. And now you can load manage Joel Embiid in a real way now. And by the way, VJ Edgecombe is not due for an extension, and for another couple of years of his rookie deal, which by then will coincide with Embiid's last year of his massive contract. So now Philly's in a situation now where they can win right now with what they have and afford it, and now they're in the mix of LeBron James. We'll get to the second two as well. So they've added some great picks, some moves here. They added Anthony Simons last week too, which was somebody I wanted in Miami, another instant offense guy. I think Philadelphia is going to be a problem next year.
So out of those two teams, obviously you said, you've been saying this for a long time. The Celtics are Jason Tatum's team. We knew that.
It's funny you say that because, yes, it was. Was it Tatum's team in terms of the marketability? Yes. But there's an argument There's an argument that the better player was Jaylen Brown.
Oh, yeah. I could see it.
They won the finals 2 years ago, right?
They did.
Who was MVP in that series?
Yeah, Jaylen Brown.
There you go.
Yeah, so out of those two teams, which one goes further this season? Obviously, barring injuries, but looking at the rosters right now between the Celtics and the 76ers, who could take down the Knicks in the Eastern Conference?
I know. The answer is easy in the short term. It's Philadelphia. They're the better team right now. I think Boston will come down a peg or two. We still have to see if Tatum could hold up now. Could his knee hold up for a full year now, number one. Now, Boston is deep. They have a very good roster. They're deep. But now, all of the stuff about Jason Tatum, now Brown is gone now. Now the pressure falls on Jason Tatum. Are you a top 5 player in the league, as people were saying you were a couple of years ago prior to injury? Now the pressure's on you now. Now it's here. So right now, in the short term, it's definitely Philadelphia. Now, Boston has done some good job. Brad Stevens is a phenomenal president. He's done a good job building that team in the past, and he probably will do so in the future. They have depth there. But I don't know if right now they're on level with, obviously New York, the champs. Yeah. I can't believe the champions. Can't be saying the
Isn't that crazy still?
Yeah, the champs.
It's nice to say, but it still feels weird.
I hate the owner, but they deserve it.
Yeah.
The champs, and of course, Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia right now in the short term is better. Right now.
Okay. Now you mentioned him before. We're going to talk about LeBron James. The front runner still currently, as he hasn't made a decision yet. The contenders are obviously Cleveland. That's heavily rumored as a scenario.
Yeah.
But Miami has come into the mix. I've heard people talking about Miami today.
Yeah, that's
obviously with Bam, with Giannis. That would be a pretty good team right there. That would be a huge big three right there.
Yeah.
And the other teams in the mix as of right now, people are talking about the Nuggets, the T-Wolves, and the 76ers, as you spoke about before. Out of all those teams, could LeBron James at his age, obviously still an unbelievable athlete, I got to give him credit for that, could he come in and take somebody up a notch, as you would say?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, again, he has to understand his role going forward. He'll still be a core player of that team. Mm-hmm. But as I told you guys on the show for about months actually, the move for me, because I believe LeBron cares about perception, how he's perceived. He cares about feelings. I'm not sure you talk about the top 100 players in the NFL, about how they care about people, how people think about them. LeBron cares about that stuff too also. Okay? What is the one move that he can make that would change the conversation about the Jordan LeBron thing?
Cleveland. There's only one. Again. There's only one.
Cleveland is a team that he can realistically still win, and people will accept that move because it's a team that can't get out their own way. They are a title contender, yes, absolutely, but they can't get past that hump. You put LeBron James there on the same roster as last year, they immediately are one of the favorites, not the favorites in the Eastern Conference, in my opinion, because LeBron James is still a top 15 player in the league at 41 years old. Okay,
yes.
So that's the one narrative I believe that you can use as I came back home, the team needed me, and we elevated and won the title. That can change the conversation of the Jordan LeBron debate.
Yeah,
in my opinion. If you care about narratives, of course. Best basketball fit, in my opinion. Older, yes, but Golden State is the best basketball fit, in my opinion, because having Steph Curry pick up the ball and LeBron be able to carry the ball at the point, not the every play point guard, but be able to rotate and have Curry off the ball is a great thing. Miami's not a bad move also, too. I think Miami, he'll add depth to Miami. And the big thing we're hearing now is that supposedly now, I don't know if it's true or not, but they are willing to take the vet minimum this time to go where they need to go. So, obviously, if that rumor is true, that means LeBron does care about one more title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think the answers are Cleveland or Miami. Those are the two correct answers.
I don't – Philadelphia, I don't know how that works because now you got too many guys now. You got Edgecombe,
that would
Maxey. I mean, remember, there's only one basketball. So –
yeah, that looks like that would remind me of the old Lakers team when they put together like Kobe and Karl Malone and Gary Payton and all those guys for that one season. It didn't work out.
But the difference in that one, though, is that at least with Karl Malone, he was aged out.
He was.
At that point. So was Payton. It was still Kobe and Shaq, no matter what. So this will be a little more on steroids because LeBron at 41 is still very much able to be a core guy to win a title.
He is. Now we're going to bring up his name in the next segment. The next segment is the Rage Bait of the Week. And this is where we ask a question that we're probably going to disagree on. And we like your answer. We can't wait to hear what your answer is on this one. This is one of my favorite questions that I see memes about on social media. You got 2 seconds left in the game. You need a 3 to win. You need a 2 to tie. Who is taking the last shot? I'm going to give you 5 choices. Okay. And this spans the last 50 years of basketball. Who's taken the last shot? Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, or Steph Curry?
Oh, it's easy. That's easy. It's
Who's taking the
Jordan.
shot?
It's not even close.
Okay.
It's not even close.
As a Jordan truther,
and I'm gonna break this down into what's obvious here. Which guy can create their shot with the ball when, say, 10 seconds to go in the game? Mm-hmm. There's only 2 guys that can create their own shot, really, in a way that can, from anywhere. It's Jordan and Kobe, number 1. Mm-hmm. Then you go down to the fact that who's more efficient in doing that. It's Jordan. Yeah. Jordan can create shots. People forget about you talk about the last shot against Utah in the finals, 98, against Brian Russell, the push off, whatever. Mm-hmm. Look at the one he did against Brian Russell also in 97 in game 1 of the finals, too, also. Michael Jordan was able to get separation away where it was so easy to him at this point. It was so easy. Like with Bird, you have to get the ball to him and create the shot. LeBron, same thing, not as efficient, but he can do it. But he has to go to the basket most likely. Steph, same thing too also. But Jordan can create a shot from anywhere on the court and is dangerous. Another reason I don't say Kobe is Kobe is more inefficient in that moment in comparison to Jordan. Jordan's the one that's more efficient of the 5 here.
See, I love that answer, and that's not where I thought you were going. So that's what's surprising to me, because I thought you were going to say Steph Curry, honestly.
Well, Steph Curry can shoot it, but the problem with Steph Curry is that he would need to create separation in a way, too. Also, if he threw LeBron, for example, or Jordan on Steph Curry for one play, or Pippen, they will likely win that matchup because their length will probably at least alter Steph's shot. Jordan can go for a 3-point shot, 20 feet out, mid-range, to the basket. It doesn't matter. Yeah. That's why I have Jordan.
See, my answer, and this is as a big Michael Jordan fan, I agree with Michael Jordan in any conversation. I'm taking Larry Bird. I'm taking the guy that has ice in his veins, that not only is going to hit that last shot, he's going to tell the defender where he's going and exactly what he's going to do. I'm taking Larry Bird.
I agree with you if you can get the ball to Bird. Okay. See, Bird didn't really create his shots.
I like
Bird
that.
was put in position to get those shots. Whereas Jordan created those moments. He had the ball and created it with the basketball.
Okay.
And Mr. Cavs fan here should know that all too well about that.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Talking about Craig Elo.
Talking about Craig Elo. Talking about Craig Elo twice.
They had a good team, too. Remember Elo, Mark Price, Brad Doherty. Yeah,
that's a great team. That team could have won a fight. I've said for years, those late 80s, early 90s Cavs teams
Larry Nance,
could have won a title. If Jordan didn't exist in that world.
Yep. So what's your answer? I mean, I don't think there's a wrong answer here. Who's taking your last shot between Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, or Steph Curry? Go ahead and let us know.
And then on top of that, Jordan, you foul him. He's an 80% free throw shooter.
Yeah.
He's knocking those 2 down also, too, on top of that. So.
He says Michael Jordan. I say Larry Bird. Go ahead and give us your answer. Now we're going to move on to our sports betting pick of the week. And what I did was, I didn't even put a lot of work into this. Going into the Elite 8 in the World Cup, I'm just picking all except one of the favorites. I'm picking France to win. I'm picking them to beat Morocco. I'm picking Spain to beat Belgium. I'm going to take Norway because I love Norway. I'm going to take them over England, which is the only long shot. That's plus 300. And then I'm going to take Argentina, which is obviously a team of destiny after yesterday, to beat Switzerland. And right now, if you bet $25 on that, France, Spain, Norway, and Argentina, $25 will give you $512.20.
I'll pay some bills.
That's a decent amount of money. The only team that I didn't pick that was not favored was Norway. With Holland on that team, I think they are also going to go far too. So that's my pick for the week.
And that's all money line, right?
Yeah, that's all money line.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you love Norway because I also love Norway so much that I'm going to put a feeler for them to win the whole thing.
Wow.
Okay.
Here we go.
At plus 1,400. You put in $25 and you make $375.
That's pretty good.
So just saying, guys, I like value. Do I think they win it? No, but I'm looking at value here.
You're a value guy.
Yeah.
You're a value meal guy.
I'm a great value guy.
Whenever you go to somewhere, you always get a value meal.
I love value. Great value. Great value.
Okay. Let's talk about what's going on here. We already mentioned High Hands. That's the fireworks and High Hands this month. All month long with the big $15,000 giveaway on the 25th. We also have, starting this week, the 100K, which is going to start tomorrow with a $300 buy-in and 5 flights.
Best structure in
Hands
the state
down.
of Florida. Come at me. I'll tell you something different. I'll tell you wrong.
Please come at him, actually.
Let's go.
Yeah. No, that's going to be a great tournament coming up. Honestly, one of the best in the entire state, and that's coming up tomorrow through Sunday with a $300 buy-in. You really can't beat that in the great structures there. And let's talk about the paddock shows. We got some great shows coming up in the fall, and we're continually announcing these shows. Absolute Queen on the 2nd, Bad Moon Rising on the 9th, and the Beach Boys on October 16th. You're not going to want to miss any of those shows because that's not just a great show. It's a dinner and a show. We're going to have some fine dining, a great meal, and amazing show. And if you've never been to the paddock, check it out with the tiered seating. There's no better place to watch a show in all of South Florida. For more information, go to pbkennelclub.com. What are we looking forward to this week, Ernest?
Can I piss off the internet real quick before I get out of here? Another rage bait thing here.
Okay, go for it.
And I understand the Beatles are obviously. I said it earlier in the show that the Beatles are probably the most impactful group in the history of music.
Yeah, I see it.
I am a much bigger fan of the Beach Boys than the Beatles, though.
Well, Beach Boys over the Beatles. Wow, that is definitely rage bait. And you're going to get some people that are not going to be happy about that argument. But
I don't care.
Singing-wise, I would hands down take the Beach Boys.
Brian Wilson is a genius to sing.
Yeah, they're amazing. That is a definite debate that I don't know if you're going to win with most people.
I mean, again, music is subjective. I prefer Megadeth over, the Rolling Stones, but the Rolling Stones have made a bigger impact.
Megadeth, Rolling Stones. Let's have that. We'll have that discussion next week on the show. Hope everybody enjoys their week, and we're going to see you on the show next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Have a great week, everybody. PBKC is your entertainment destination for poker, table games, OTB, Paddock live events, and exceptional eats. The Paddock Restaurant is perfect for meetings, corporate functions, parties, fundraising, and more. Call 561-683-2222 extension 199 and book your next event today.